Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about wipes and I'm going to tell you to stop using them because they're not helping your skin, they're not helping your planet, you're not getting the goals, you're not achieving the goals that you want for your skin, and I'm going to give you some amazing alternatives. So let's dive into why I want you to stop using wipes. So we all know the brands, we have Aveeno, we have Burt's Bees, we have Neutrogena. This is a new one from created by, I think, John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, those skin experts. Loved '01. So all of these wipes, whether they're, natural, and I'm putting that in air quotes, and you're going to learn why in a second, or not, they all tell you on the packaging not to rinse your face. No rinse needed, which means that you are leaving all of these chemicals, industrial chemicals, on the surface of your skin day in and day out. Now, you want healthy skin, you want a rosy glow, you want clear skin, you want, a restored barrier. Well, you're not getting it by not rinsing your face and by using these wipes. So I just want to read some of these ingredients off to you, and I want you to tell me, and I'm going to read it off the paper because they're a lot, and I want you to just listen to the ingredients as I'm reading them off, and you tell me in the comments below, or just tell yourself, do you want these industrial chemicals on your skin day in and day out, whether you know what they are or not? Because in the cosmetics industry, it is a self-regulated industry, by the way, which means that they regulate themselves. They deem these industrial chemicals, which are cheap and they're fillers, and they can load up a product and do temporarily give you this rosy glow with acrylates, okay? That initially give you this dewy glow, but they, create this barrier on the surface of your skin, which then ends up creating clogged pores, the congestion you don't want, and so forth. These ingredients, as I read them off, I want you to listen and think to yourself, do I want those on my face every single day? So we have pentylene glycol, sorbitan oleate, diesel glucoside, cross polymer, and diesel isostearate. So deemed safe, but long-term exposure, which is what happens when you're using wipes, right? Because you keep buying them and you keep using them. Well, long-term exposure has shown that they sensitize the skin and create a disrupted barrier. We have polyethylene glycol 6, okay? We have hexylene glycol, PPG 26, and buteth 26, which are forms of alcohol, which also damage the barrier. They're very drying. The butylene glycol creates sensitive skin when not rinsed off. How many of you that are listening have sensitive skin and you're using wipes? We have salicylic acid, which can be beneficial in a protocol that is designed with your esthetician or your dermatologist, but prolonged use in a wipe and not rinsed off your face can really damage your skin, and you can end up having the reverse effects of what you want. So you don't want acne, you're using salicylic acid, but now you're using the salicylic acid on the wipe and not rinsing it off, and now you're starting to have breakouts or inflammation. Dimethicone and trisiloxane. Okay, these are types of the silicones. This is what is causing that occlusive, dewy glow that you're like, oh my God, look at my skin, but it's smoke and mirrors. It doesn't last. Now, the other thing I want to talk about with these wipes are the difference between compostability and biodegradability. So the cosmetic industry has a really, they're really adept at, tricking you with their wording and making you feel like you're doing something great for the environment, like by buying these wipes because they say they're biodegradable or they're certified compostable, like Burt's Bees. Honest Company has the same certification, and it's a legit certification. I did look it up. But here's the thing. If you don't have a home compost to put this Burt's Bees upcycled cotton wipe in, you're just putting it in the garbage, and it's not going to compost in a landfill, and it's going to last for 100 years in a landfill. That's what the studies are showing. One wipe can last up to 100 years in a landfill. So it's compostable if you have the home compost. Otherwise, it's just garbage going in a landfill. Okay, so that's number one, home compostable. When you see that on the back, think in your head, do I have a compost? No, don't use it. Then we have biodegradable. We have wipes that say they're biodegradable. Well, what does that mean? That means that when you throw the wipe away in a landfill, it will biodegrade. It will decompose, degrade. It will decompose in a landfill. That's nice for the wipe, but what about the ingredients in the wipe? Many of those ingredients that I read off just a second ago are not biodegradable. So the wipe might be, but the ingredients aren't. And the ingredients are going into our soil, they're going into our waterways, and they are polluting our environment. So biodegradable and compostable, you have to be very, very mindful of the ingredients in general of cosmetics when you buy these, to know, oh, let me read those ingredient lists. Oh, that's not biodegradable. That is biodegradable. If you're not that person, then you shouldn't be buying wipes if you care about the environment. And then, like I said, with compostable, unless you have a home compost, it's just another piece of garbage that's lasting for 100 years and causing the same methane gases that other garbage does. There's no difference, okay? So while it's a noble thought to have a compostable product or a biodegradable product, more so what it is manipulation in the cosmetic industry. It's what they do best. They prey on our insecurities and our needs, like we want to do better. So they're like, well, let's make them think they're doing better. Seventh Generation, which is a brand, like I love their dish soap. It's the only, clean dish soap that actually cleans your dishes. However, their baby wipes also trick you, because when you look at the ingredients of the wipe, it says it's forest certified wood pulp, and you're like, oh my God, that's so great, forest certified wood pulp. But then when you look at the other ingredients of the wipe, if you even do, because after you see the certified wood pulp, you're like, great, it's biodegradable, it's wood pulp. But if you take a second and look at the rest of the ingredients in that wipe, you see polyethylene and propylene and polyethylene, these two other ingredients that are not biodegradable. So the wood pulp is compostable and biodegradable, but those other two ingredients are neither. So what's the point? Why even tell you about the wood pulp if the other ingredients are not compostable or biodegradable? And then the other thing I want you to be really mindful of are what these wipes do to our waterways. So these wipes, first of all, they're burdening, landfills are like overflowing as it is with plastics. And there are microplastics in these wipes. And when they do break down after years and years and years, they turn into microplastics. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is they form these molten blobs. When they come together, they're overflowing in landfills, they're ending up in our environment, they're forming these molten blobs that are clogging our pipelines. And what that means is when they clog, because you can't break these down, these molten blobs are very expensive and very difficult to break down, these fibers and these ingredients, right? So what ends up happening, because now sewage lines are blocked, is that untreated water that contains feces and waste ends up in our waters, in our rivers and in our oceans and in our drinking water, okay? Because it's not going through the process that it needs to, because our sewage lines are blocked from these wipes, okay? And we're even seeing that in the news. Here in Los Angeles, just a couple of months ago on the news, Baja California, a lot of this untreated sewage water was going into the ocean. They're telling the surfers, don't surf because of these blockages. And just in San Diego, people were getting sick. Kids were in the hospital, didn't know why, with certain viruses and just illness and untreated, not knowing what's going on. But then they're putting two and two together with this like sewage waste in the water. Okay, so that's the problem. It's not something that's like, oh, so what? It kind of blocks the waterways. How does that affect me? That's how it affects you. Okay, it's going to be in your water, your drinking water, and what you step in. That's what was happening in San Diego, like what you're tracking into your house, what your pets are tracking in if they step in a puddle of wastewater out on the street. Okay, so rinse off the ingredients, stop using the wipes because they're not gonna biodegrade or compost unless you have the compost in your house. And the ingredients in the compostable wipe may not be biodegradable, so the wipe is breaking down, but there are those ingredients in that compost. So all in all, it's just not working, okay? The math isn't mathing. So let's give you some amazing alternatives. I would just love for you to have a 4x4 cotton wipe, 100% cotton, that you can go ahead and dip in a bowl with water, and go ahead and watch my video from a series that I did walking through my skincare routine. But this one I'm taking off commercial makeup. There's a MAC lipstick, there's an Il Maquillage foundation, a Charlotte Tilbury mascara, and I'm taking that makeup off with a cotton wipe, water, and 2 drops of oil. Okay, so please watch that video because that's all you need. Okay, cotton, your hydrosol or water, like I said, and a little bit of oil is what you can use. Now these you can buy either on my website, our bundle of wipes, and I know that my products are on pre-order and it's seasonal, you don't always have them, but then go ahead and go to a spa supply and get them. And these open up like this. Okay, they're nice and thick and they're soft, so they're great for sensitive skin. To taking off your makeup. A little bit of almond oil, take off your makeup. Go ahead and watch that video. I don't know where YouTube is putting the little notice on one of these sides here, okay? So you have options. And last thing I want to tell you, we were talking about waterways and sewage lines being blocked from these wipes. 75% of blockages in the US are because of wipes. And in the UK, 93% of blockages are because of wipes. And it's, like I said, it's expensive. And guess who's paying to clean all this up? We are, with our tax dollars. Okay, so stop using wipes. You don't need them. Keep it really simple. Oh, and the other thing before I go, you can also do your reusable wipe, and you can just rinse them and use them, and easy breezy. Okay, so I hope this video helped you make some decisions to be more mindful about what you're using. Go ahead and watch that video wherever it's being prompted over here, to remove your makeup using very simple and healthy techniques to maintain that barrier so you can have the results you want. You can have the skin like this. I do what I advise to all of you. I don't do anything different. I keep it minimal, I keep it simple, and I use ingredients on my skin that my skin loves, okay? That's when your skin's really gonna show up for you, and yeah, pretty simple. Please share this video with a friend that you know. If it helped you, it may help someone else. Go ahead and share it. Subscribe, leave a comment, tell me what you think. Comments below. I have a link to download my Radiant Skincare Guide, which are my tips for achieving a healthier and more radiant skin. And thanks so much again for coming to watch my video. I am Elisha Reverby. I am an integrative esthetician, an Ayurvedic wellness and lifestyle coach, and creator and founder of Elite Organics. I've been creating supple and radiant skin for